I objectively super enjoy Josh Madakor. He has had great advice. I've been watching him since I was getting started in my own career. We're going to check out a video. Sorry, but Google's cybersecurity is objectively better than Security Plus. That's going to be the CompTIA Security Plus certification. I'm probably going to disagree. Let's find out.
So a few weeks ago, I made a video comparing Google Cybersecurity Professional Certification with CompTIA Security Plus, and after a lot of analysis, I came to the conclusion that Google's program is actually objectively better than CompTIA Security Plus, and I kind of let that opinion be known in the video.
Yes, man, there's so much contention between these two because no one really likes CompTIA certifications. They're the industry standard. They're really expensive. They expire, so you have to recertify after, I want to say 2 years. It's either 2 or 3 years. And it's just this rat race of, you're always getting these certifications. We want other options. We absolutely do. Change my mind. Prove me wrong. I want to be wrong. I don't want to be right. I don't want Security Plus to be the de facto certification. I think it is. Change my mind.
And it kind of pissed off a lot of people in the comment section. Like, a few people actually insulted me.
Sorry, guys.
Not this comment. This comment is okay, but I just kind of wanted to talk about that a bit more and explain my thoughts behind it in this video. And before we get started, as usual, I'll be doing another $25 Amazon gift card giveaway. So if you want to enter a chance to win that, just like, subscribe, and leave a comment below with the word cyber in it. Also, in the top comment and description, I'll put a link to over 1,000 CompTIA Security Plus practice questions, as well as a link to the Google Cybersecurity Professional Program. So just to be clear, I'm not saying Security Plus is bad or that you shouldn't get it. In fact, if you get both of them, it's potentially cheaper than just getting Security Plus alone, because after you finish the Google Cybersecurity Cert, you get a 30% off coupon for Security Plus.
That's wild. Oh, okay. So your Coursera course to get the Google certificate should only be $49. It's per month, right? You pay a monthly subscription fee. You should be able to finish that course within a month, and I think you get 7 days free trial. So 5 weeks to finish it. You should be able to finish it in that amount of time. It's just watching videos. It's not hands-on labs and practice that you have to complete in order to pass. 30% off though, Security Plus. Last time I checked, it was like a $500 certification. So 30% off is way more than $49. I'm an English teacher, so I'll let you all do the math, but that's pretty cool that they have this partnership going on.
Plus, making them both together potentially cheaper than just Security Plus. So I just want to share my thoughts and kind of maybe help the way people think about certification in general with this. So to help portray what's going on inside my brain and kind of explain the way I'm thinking, I'm going to do this with a simple analogy. So imagine 2 different driving schools where you can go to learn how to drive a car. There's Megacorp Driving Academy, and then there's Aunt Jane's Driving School. So Megacorp Driving Academy was founded in 1982. It's a really huge name, and it's known by everybody, and it costs $392 to go through the school. Aunt Jane's Driving School was founded in May of 2023. It's like a brand new startup, and it only costs $49 to go through the whole school. After graduating Megacorp Driving Academy, you can expect to have some theory for driving fundamentals, road rules, and then basic automobile care. Whereas if you graduate from Aunt Jane's Driving School, you'll have the same things as if you went to Megacorp, but in addition, you'll have some theory about emergency situation preparedness, some insurance basics, and you'll learn some first aid. And then you'll also have a practical component where you actually drive a car, you actually practice some first aid, and then you actually practice some basic
I hope this is true. I only have the Google IT Support Professional certificate. I don't have their cybersecurity one. Perhaps there's practical applications to it, but from what I've seen on the Coursera website, I have a few certificates, not certifications, certificates from them. None of them have had a built-in mandatory practical component. They can recommend, hey, go to this third-party website, try this thing out, but it's not necessary in order to get that certificate.
Vehicle maintenance. And if you look at this, the only thing that Megacorp has over Aunt Jane's Driving School is name value. It's just been around longer and more people know about it. Aunt Jane.
And this is why I figured it is not, you can't say something is objectively better, because name value matters depending on your goal. Right? Because because goals matter. If your goal requires name value, then it's not objectively better. That's the whole premise of my argument is if you need name value, and we'll get into, I hope he gets into the value of name value. What does name value get you? And if he doesn't, I'll speak on that later. But yes, I wouldn't doubt if the Google cybersecurity certificate is better in every other way. I wouldn't doubt that.
Driving school is objectively better in every single way, and it costs like 1/8 the cost of the Megacorp Driving Academy. This is really obvious, but if you haven't figured it out already, the Megacorp Driving Academy is CompTIA Security Plus, and then Aunt Jane's Driving School is the Google Cybersecurity program. The price is like literally the same on both of these examples as well. It's definitely true that Security Plus has name value, has arguably maybe the best name value for entry-level certifications, but if you look at everything that the cert actually covers inside of it, it doesn't really offer that much in terms of the 12 pillars of employment. Security Plus does provide you with some technical knowledge, some cybersecurity theory, and it does provide a nice cert to go on your resume, which helps for the ATS and keyword matching. These things are good, but
so he just mentioned it.
ATS and keyword matching.
ATS and keyword matching. This is where name value comes into play. This is it. This is what you are paying for. You are paying to put a line on your resume so that ATS, the automated tracking system, and this keyword matching will get your resume into the eyeballs of HR, so they will actually look at your resume. In my opinion, that is 100% the only reason. Okay, I'm lying. That is the absolute main reason to get Security Plus. The only other reason I can think of is that it is DoD certified. So if you want a job that requires secret clearance, top secret clearance, a job working for the DoD or a contract, most likely you would be a contractor through some company who works for the DoD, who's subcontracted out. You need to get secret clearance, you need a specific certification. To my knowledge, the Google Cybersecurity Certificate is not DoD certified. Security Plus is. So for those particular jobs, think something maybe like Raytheon, right? Boeing, you're going to do cybersecurity for them and working on a defense contract, you're going to have to get a security clearance, and to do that, you would need CompTIA Security Plus. There might be some other certifications, but again, I don't think Google qualifies for that. Security Plus absolutely does. And so it'd be mandatory in that regard. But otherwise, for everyone else, for us regular Joes, otherwise, we want our resume in front of HR so that we can get interviews. That is what you are paying for. To me, that's the whole point of college, right? I learned more by working throughout my time in college than I did in all of my classes combined. I was a writing tutor, and I learned more about writing by trying to articulate to people how do you write better? How do you write more effectively, efficiently, persuasively, and doing that every single day rather than going to my classes and doing homework and assignments and reading books, whatever. I learned more by actually doing. So, yes, the Google Cybersecurity Certificate, he's going to go through these other 12 pillars of employment, may net you better skills in all that regard, but if it cannot get your resume in front of HR, and your goal is to get hired, so that's the part I was talking about. If your goal is to get hired, if your goal is to get a job, then in my opinion, security is still better, because that's what it does. It's like college. You go to college to get the freaking line on your resume, this piece of paper that says, I suffered through 4 years of college, got into debt, paid lots of money, I did the things, I'm able to listen to people and follow through and do assignments, and I can take direction, and I can do that over years. Is that not what most of us got out of college, right? A line on our resume and a whole lot of debt and frustration. Security Plus, way cheaper than college, way faster than college. Yes, it's frustrating. Yes, it's probably going to be objectively worse in every other way, but do not minimize these. So in these 12 pillars he's going to talk about, what I expect to see is they're not all going to be weighted the same in terms of your goal. Now, if your goal is different, if you're already working in security and you just want to get better at security, I would not get Security Plus. Well, never, ever. If you already have a job in cybersecurity and you don't need to get like DoD certified, you don't need secret clearance, don't get Security Plus. Don't do it. Don't. There's way better. Absolutely, Google Cybersecurity is going to be hands down way better. But I would argue most of us are trying to break into security. I was trying to break into security. I wanted a job from entry-level IT into security. That path is very specific. That path requires getting your resume in front of HR so you can get an interview. Security, the Google certificate did not do that for me trying to get into entry-level IT. I got their IT support professional certificate, and it didn't help me get any interviews. It taught me a ton of skills, taught me more skills than the CompTIA A+, but it didn't do what I wanted it to do, which is when I put it on my resume, I wanted phone calls. So let's check out what else he's got here.
These things are good, but obviously it's not enough. Otherwise, there wouldn't be threads all over the place of people not being able to get a job with just Security Plus. Obviously, these two things are not enough. However, the entire Security Plus objective...
He makes a good point. Security Plus is not enough. True. Security Plus is not enough to guarantee you a job in cybersecurity. Absolutely. But that's not the goal of Security Plus. The goal of Security Plus is to get interviews so that you have a chance to get a job. But once you're in the interview, Security Plus, in my opinion, is not going to help you answer questions and be good in the interview process. Totally. And if he doesn't go over it, I bet he will. If he doesn't go over it, I'll give some tips.
Is basically a subset of the Google Cybersecurity course curriculum. That is, Google's course has everything that Security Plus has, and a whole hands-on section of Python and how Python is used in cybersecurity, as well as a bunch of other components like logging into VMs and doing stuff in virtual machines and querying SIMs and looking up logs and this type of thing. Not to mention, the Google program addresses things like interviewing, your resume, they give you a resume template, and personal portfolio. It addresses so much more from both a technical standpoint and the actual job hunt execution portion of your journey. And Security Plus just doesn't have any of this, yet it costs 8 times more, and for what exactly? Name value, I guess. People always make this argument like, yeah, but you need...
All of those skills that he talked about with Google Cybersecurity Certificate, absolutely necessary, absolutely phenomenal, and true. I don't remember doing any of those in Security Plus.
Security Plus, look at all these job requirements for it, but I'll tell you right now, like, private sector job requirements are quite literally made up. They don't know what to put, so they just put what everybody else is putting. For defense and like defense contracting, it's like a bit of a different story. There's like this thing called DoD 8150 and DoD 8570 where they can require certain certifications, in which case, like, you know, Security Plus is a requirement for those. But
okay, so that's what I was talking about. This is what I'm talking about. If you want that secret clearance, a DoD job, only certain certifications will cut it. Security Plus makes that mark. Don't see Google on here. But again, probably relatively small percentage of the population is going to be going for these jobs. So if you're not aiming for that, then okay.
You know, Security Plus is a requirement for those, but basic normal jobs, it's not really a requirement. There are no requirements. Like, companies can just do whatever they want, right? And honestly, if you look at these two resumes, one with Security Plus and one that doesn't have Security Plus but a bunch of other stuff, like, honestly, like, which one of these people would you rather hire?
That's not a fair comparison. To me, this is not a fair analogy, because the only thing that should be different on these resumes should be that certification. Unless the argument is, because I did Google Cybersecurity Professional, I get to put all of this other stuff on my resume. But I mean, looking at experience, he's got paparazzi photographer. That's not on here. His experience is security intern. You don't get to, just because you get the Google security certificate, you don't get to call yourself, that's not an internship. So this isn't a fair comparison.
Which one of these people would you rather hire? Obviously, I'm not trying to say people at Security Plus have a bad resume. I'm just trying to drive the point home that more things matter than just getting Security Plus or any single certification, and the Google program tends to address more of those areas than CompTIA Security Plus does. So if person A did everything...
So, yes, despite the resumes not being, equivalent in my mind, apples to apples, the point he's trying to drive home is that the Google Security Certificate can net you some skills that will be helpful in other areas of the job hunting process, and there are other areas that matter. Hopefully, I think he's about to get into it here.
Everything there was to do in the Security Plus curriculum, and then person B did everything there was to do in the Google Cybersecurity curriculum. In the end, person B would have more money, more knowledge, a better resume, a better portfolio, and they'd be better prepared to interview, solely based on the curriculum of these.
Okay, so he didn't quite get into it, but most of that is true, except for the fact that in my opinion, in my experience, which not going to be true everywhere, but person B would not get any interviews. Person A would get all of the interviews. I wish that wasn't the case.
These two programs. That's just the fact. You can just go and look at the objectives. And I will say doing both of these is good. If you want to get Security Plus, I do recommend getting the Google Cybersecurity Cert first. Try to finish it fast, get the discount voucher, use that to get CompTIA Security Plus. You'll just save more money overall by getting both of the certs. And then you'll have two cool things on your resume, and then everyone will be happy. And then finally, since we got to the end of the video, I will say both of these certs pair really, really well with my cybersecurity program, because my program is super.
All right, so before we get into his program, honestly, if you are unsure of whether security is for you, then the $49 option that is objectively better in many of the other pillars, try it out. Try it out to see, is this a niche you're even interested in going? There's other niches you can go into within IT, within tech, so don't feel like, oh, I have to go security. Or if you're unsure if you're going to want to do security, $49 is a very affordable way to figure that bit out. Totally worthwhile. Some of the pillars, I don't know if he's going to get into it since we're at the end of his video here, but one of the biggest pillars, I don't know what his 12 pillars are, but one of the biggest ones will be during the interview. After you get the interview and you're talking to someone who does this job on the day-to-day, they're going to be asking you technical questions. If you only have Security Plus, you will not do well. You will not do well. You need projects. You need hands-on experience. You need to apply the theory that you learn in Security Plus to the real world, and CompTIA does a terrible job at that. They do not take what they want you to learn and have you apply it to real life. Sounds like Google does a little bit better job of that, but there are a ton of resources that you can use, free resources that you can use to do that. If you want red teaming skills, offensive skills, try Hack Me or Hack the Box. If you want blue team, which is where most entry-level security jobs are, which are defensive type security, you can do blue team labs online. Let's Defend, Cyber Range. There's a few others. I'll put together a video at some point of all of the free resources and how you can target specific skills, whether that's like Splunk training or log analysis, whatever the case is. I'll do a video in the future. Projects. Get your Security Plus so you can get interviews, but then do projects so that you can actually answer questions adequately in an interview with experience, so that way it sounds like you know what you're talking about. Because speaking from theory makes you, at least for me, when I could only speak from theory, you don't sound confident. You don't sound assured. It's like everything's kind of like a question. This is maybe what I would do. This might be what I would try. You don't know because you've never done it. So practical hands-on experience is what you need. But first thing, you need the freaking interviews. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox. Let's check out his internship, because I have seen, I really like Josh Madakor. I've watched him for years. I believe he knows what he's talking about. He's a super smart dude. So if I was going to go to a boot camp, this is something I would definitely consider doing.
Super heavy into practicality and experience and actually like doing things in a live environment, and it really rounds off everything quite well with your resume. A lot of people have gotten jobs with this, and there's a lot of testimonials, and it just works really well. But anyways, thanks for watching.
That was a really short sales pitch. I would check it out. If you are struggling on, you're in IT and you want to get into security and you're struggling to get there, you're struggling to get interviews, you're trying to learn the skills, but you're not necessarily sure what to learn, what order to learn it in, how much to learn, at least give it a shot. Check out his channel, check out his course. Last time I checked, it was $500 for hands-on practical training. That's the cost of Security Plus, right? Just over the cost of Security Plus. But you can cement some of those pillars that you actually need to be able to do the job. So that way, when you're walking in day one, you're not completely green. You got some experience under your belt. Worth checking out. Highly recommend. Thanks, Josh, for this video, and I will catch you in the next one. Thanks for joining.